This is my second Valentine's Day of 4 videos, 2023. As good a place as any to take a break. Check on the Musicho. You know, there's been some hills and stuff. I opened the hood and touched the radiator cap. It's cold. It's a pretty good radiator. And the little plastic piece I was recommended to replace didn't leak. So it was the clamp that I tightened last time. The plastic piece doesn't have any leaks, I think. Unless the pressure didn't go through, but I mean, I still think it's weird that it doesn't get hot. But I think my radiator fan's working all the time, and it is a bit colder in the mountains. And hey John, I'll send you this video. On the road again. Can't wait to get on the road again. Going places that I've never been before, you know. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're gonna do what they say the Musicho cannot get done. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's so nice the view, and it's so nice to be on the road. Like I said, one of the cures of species alienation is to just be a traveling storyteller or educator, really. I mean our ancestors, I mean, there was some people like that, and they spread knowledge. They were kind of the news messengers, and they taught new things, and they learned new things, and they passed it on, and that's how they traded through knowledge, collective learning. Some were I can't remember the word. Is it sedentary? I can't remember. They were mostly had a territory, and some agriculture and some hunting, and they learned skills, like how to preserve food or things like that. But the people that were moving, I mean, when they knew how to act to be trusted, and people trusted them, and maybe they'd come back every year in those areas. That's not a bad life. I would do that, but I mean, as I'm stopping by places, like a campground I stayed and can't even be bothered looking for a place to plug in the electricity to spend one night. I use their bathroom, and they're making a face at me when they give me permission that I could use their bathroom, as if, oh my God, the great privilege. And it wasn't even flushing well. I flushed twice. Tiny piece of poop. A little bit of toilet paper, and it doesn't flush well. So I tell them, I think I should tell them, because it's not like there's a lot in there. And the lady's kind of looking at me like, well, it just needs some plunging. Like it's my problem. And like, they don't care about the experience of people like me there, whether I was a paying customer before. Or they're just working really hard to just build and structures or fix things or put new things just for resale value. And with the Anthropocene, a lot of older couples like this, they if they were going by projections from the past, they won't sell, they won't get the retirement they want. But even if they do, I mean, most of their friends are dead, their family won't talk to them. And, they won't be healthy from just living through the monetary paradigm. So when I went back inside the Canadian Tire, ended up like I had a lot of receipts, and I kind of messed a lot of receipts up that were organized, just looking for them quickly. And, we found them. She was nicer a bit, the lady, or respectful, and I ended up making her laugh again. Because one joke I made when I arrived is, when I'm holding the extension cord of the heater, I said, oh, I gave my wife this Valentine's Day gift, and this dog won't fetch at all, it just stays. And, and made a couple of people around laugh, Now, I don't have a wife, and I don't have a girlfriend or anything, but I like making people laugh. That's how I started before I got their attitudes. And it's all about having the right paperwork, pushing this button, this is the way it's done. Or, we have to like you a lot more. There's got to be more jokes for us to tell you the way we can still make it work. Anyways, so inside I even bought a few extra things and gave them money. And, but it's sad, because it's all about, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I mean, it's still, they just have to add one thing and ignore all the others, really, the people primates, except for the first one on basic needs, and just add the path of least resistance to launder money around, with paperwork and pressing buttons and wearing this uniform or that uniform, and it's like still shopping at Kintyre, and most things don't last a long time there. And it's just, it's a way for almost China to self-destruct our culture, so we hate each other with these products. Cheap products that don't last long, we argue with each other. And there's not a lot of alternatives for these products, for a lot of places you want to buy. And if you can afford it. I go back to the dentist. Again, I had to see your responses to justify your own choices. I said and I'm trying to kind of be discreet, and she's talking about my private information, but I'm also trying to be discreet to criticize them a little bit. So you were going to charge me $100-some because the ministry is not keeping up with we've known this for years. Why do the people that barely survive, that are tired, fatigued, get to have you delegate to us that we have to go? It's you guys. Our overhead costs. Then I say something like, well, I don't mind teaching you a free course on economics related to overhead costs. Now, of course it insults them, but she's the one that first mentioned it. But the thing is they don't want to be any less comfortable in their gigantic offices and the way they do it. They don't want to change anything, because even a change that would save them money, it's a change. Oh, change is so scary. The anxiety, the fatigue you get from changing a little something. So, and I'm saying, well, I don't understand. I'm hearing in the news it's going to be easier it's getting worse. Like I'm going to be charged $100-some for cleaning that may last 35 minutes, maybe. The people that have jobs, they just want the path of least resistance. So again, it's money laundering, belonging to a species that's money laundering. And even if I was looking for a place where I could just, raise enough money by being poor much longer and having, let's say, solar panels or just a property somewhere where I could grow food, I'm still a social creature, and I'd be stuck up interacting with people from religious or monetary or both, and definitely no common sense kind of paradigms, because even if they're not religious or they're not greedy, there's just no common sense in conversation. So I'd never have my social needs met sharing the same DNA, but enjoying this view, eh? Things are melting and making noise, but there's also cougars and bears. Oh my. I'm not going to say lions. You'd say mountain lions. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So I'm going to go now, because I did have a thought the other day that if I had a dog, like a little dog, it'd be easier to have a little dog, and a cougar goes for it. And I wouldn't be super mad at the cougar in the sense that I understand it would want to eat. But let's say I am able to intercept, let's say, or the dog's not dead yet in time, but it's still going for my dog. Then I had fantasies where I was killing this cougar in a way that was very specific to show with my phone, filming the videos after. This is how I kill the cougar. but actually in these fantasies I don't kill it. I just kind of put it to sleep with a chokehold and urinate on it. And when it wakes up, I'd be sitting not far away on the ground, looking at it with my dog. And then if it's really hungry, it would not go after me. It would smell my urine on it. It would know that's me that put you to sleep. Try me again, and it's not going to be. And it's a little bit almost something I want to happen. And I want to videotape, this cougar waking up after I peed on it, just to show the world. I'm very patient with you people, primates, and I was very patient with this cougar, and it made the right choice to walk away, to not keep the nonsense. But the rest I wouldn't blame. If it's a hungry cougar and my dog goes far away from me, but even if it's close to me, the cougar would still say, I can catch this thing and run faster than that thing and get away with this. And I wouldn't blame it. It's a cougar. It's hungry. But, if it misbehaves, a cougar, I could do this act of putting it to sleep in a way that I can't, let's say, in a Canadian Tire store or dental office or the emergency room when I tell the pharmacist that gave me an emergency 1 month of my modafinil, I said, this time if I go back to the emergency room and the doctor again asks to get as much of the cash in my wallet as possible, I will go to the RCMP and say, you know, I've just been robbed or mugged or whatever by this doctor in the emergency room, and I've given them 2 chances to stop doing this, and this is their strike 3, and of course it's a crime, and I want you to investigate. Now, of course, I'd have a hard time getting my criminal records check passed after this, and it's not because I'm wrong, it's because the norm is what they do, and outside of the norm is me, you know, filing a police complaint justifiably against this doctor. This is when my phone gets cold and the button doesn't work that great to turn it off. Would this be when the cougar jumps me from the back and my phone's still recording on the ground?